I'm here to present the new Forest Cicada project. So this project involves monitoring biodiversity using smartphones and sound, and they're doing this through citizen science and crowdsourcing techniques. Now, we've heard about citizen science yesterday, and it's a term that is quite new, but the practice is actually quite old. It dates back at least to the beginning of the previous century with stuff like the Christmas bird count and variable stereo observation. And but this citizen science has received renewed interest recently when with the introduction of new methods of communication that made everything, sharing data and sharing information, easier. And of course, the internet is the main factor for this. But this also allowed the information of new communities like iSpot or Foldit or Galaxy Zoo, all citizen science projects. And even more recently, the advent of smartphones have facilitated this even further. These devices are built with lots of different hardware that actually make them very, very powerful sensors that people can use, and they can enable potential citizen scientists. But how can this be applied to biodiversity monitoring? Well, biodiversity monitoring has been traditionally done by a combination of experts and enthusiasts, but traditional methods are often very slow and time-consuming and require a lot of expertise on the side of the surveyor, because people need to know what they're looking for, what they're searching, and how to call the species that they see. So how can we remove this barrier, this need for expertise? One way is to automate this process, and the smartphones can help with this. And for example, one way is to use sound to detect animals, and there is a lot of interest, and the possibilities are greater for animals, for example, like birds and bats and insects that are either elusive or nocturnal, or they, in some ways, are difficult to see, but they are easy to hear, or they're more characteristic by the sound they make. And there are some apps that already do this, like iBats, which recently has been renamed Batmobile, I think. But with this app, you still need to plug in something into your iPhone, like an external bat detector. What we want to do is to enable everyone potentially to do this. And one good proof of concept for this is the hunt for the new Forest Cicada. So the new Forest Cicada is an endangered insect. Is the only cicada that is native to the UK. It only lives in New Forest, which is just west of Southampton. And it's particular because it's got a very high-pitched call, around 13.5 kilohertz. And so this call is so high-pitched that most people, struggle to hear it. They're definitely above 40 years old. But it's actually very loud, so if you can hear it, you can hear it from very far away. So we wanted to know whether our smartphone can detect this. So we took a range of different devices, from cheap Android to smartphones, so to more expensive Android, iPhones, and professional microphones. And we went to Slovenia, where we know that there are a lot of these species of cicada, Cicadetta montana, and we recorded the sound that it makes, and we actually saw that it was easier to spot these cicadas with a phone than actually hearing them. And we took the sounds back and analyzed it for features, and we saw that it's got this very clear growing amplitude. So it becomes louder, it gets louder and louder, and it stops quite abruptly after 35, 40 seconds. And it's got this very strong frequency around 13, 14 kilohertz. So with this, just actually looking at the frequency for now, with the simple classifier that then we put on a smartphone, and this is done with a Gürtel algorithm, which is a very narrow DFT, and this can detect the sound that the cicada makes. So we want to give this out to people, so that whenever visitors are walking around the New Forest, they can detect this insect. So we also made some low-cost alternative, very, very cheap. Hopefully we can do this for like 50p and give it out to people. But our challenge now is, how do we motivate people to actually go out and use this app? Can we give them maybe monetary rewards like other citizen science and especially crowdsourcing projects do? Can we motivate them to go in different places? Can we suggest where are the best places they could go to? Can we give them like some sort of a competition, like badges, maybe like iSpot or Foursquare? Or can we embed the detection into an app, into another app, maybe in a map or something? So how do we communicate to people? This is a challenge, like many others here. So this is it. We launch in May 2013. Go visit our website, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, everything. Thank you very much.